Flight Boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of Terry's Mill. Flight Boss, the Archangel Uriel, and Dolo here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, this is a request right here. Somebody wanted to know, what is a wet dream? Now, it's a specific word for it. I think they call it nocturnal emission or some shit like that. But a wet dream. This is what a wet dream is. Now, like I said, this is dealing with your chakras, your chakra wheels. So the Kundalini. The Kundalini is your ability to access and spin all wheels. You know what I'm saying? And to keep it risen is how long you can keep all wheels spinning. Now, I don't advise everybody to do that because, see, when you activate all wheels and have them all spinning at one time, some start to overlap each other, and when you go to a high, that low that you go could be low. Like I will experience all my chakras at one time, and then I get real sick after that. Like I get really down after that. Not down emotionally or but like my physical, for some reason. My physical body be super drained. So I think it's a science behind orchestrating each chakra effectively, because the places I've been, we could I already know how to activate them all at one time. You know what I'm saying? But I came to realize that this vessel I'm in can't handle that. So I can't do what I was doing up there down here. And that play out in so many ways. I mean, it's just so many incapabilities that this vessel can't do. That spiritually I'll be like, damn, I can't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? It's for real. This shit is real. This shit is real. But all this makes sense with wet dreams, because I'm gonna get into that. Now, wet dreams. Wet dreams is when you go into the astral realm, when you go into your soul, your soul body. You see what I'm saying? So when you get into your soul spirit body, you're actually traveling an astral plane. Now it's gonna look and perceive like the dimension that you in, because the brain that you developed around your conscious spirit is able to perceive the dimension. And since you're in 3D right now, we're in a third dimension, so you're perceiving. So when you go in the astral realm, in the yin realm, when you're daydreaming, sleeping, whatever like that, dimensions blur, because it's really all in the same place. You're really all in the same spot developing. Really, that's what we all really need to understand also. And we're really all in the same space and location. Now, within this space in the yin realm, it blurs. So you could be able to be in the ninth dimension all the way back to the first dimension. But it may just look and appear like the third dimension based upon the brain wire that's connected, the physical brain wire in this dimension, and the vessel that you inhabited connected to your astral realm for you to be able to come back into your vessel once you leave there. Now, once you're there, now, see, in that realm, it's already used to all the dimensions. This is how, because the better you can control your emotions and feelings, the better you can control your vibrations. And the better you can control your vibrations, the better you can control your dreams. So, I gave y'all the direction how to travel in the yin realm. But when you there, you're sort of reminded of all the possibilities you can do. It ain't till you start seeing things and start getting back into the physical, or getting too much into the three-dimensional realm of how it looked, that you start understanding, oh, nah, this a capability that I can't do, or this something that I can't do. But you find yourself subconsciously doing things that you can't do all the times in your dreams. You see what I'm saying? But it just be tied to the dimension you in sometimes. But alright, that's another video. But you should be able to understand this if you're already watching my videos. You should be able to understand where I was trying to get at. Now, once you there in your astral realm, it's natural for your Kundalini to all chakras to spin. It's natural. It's just the things that you may see in your dream based upon the wiring back to your third dimensional brain. So the astral projection you're going to see when you astral traveling, because that's what it is, the stuff is going to be made of the stuff of the dimension that your brain is wired on. So a lot of times, those certain people, places, and things and locations strike other chakras more than other chakras. For an example, to see something sexual in your dream, or to see something that you desire in your dream, is going to put you in a vibration and strike and put you in the location of that realm. So based upon how something you desire, or something that look like sex, based upon the dimension you in, that's how it's going to look. In the third dimension, having sex, you know how it look. In the third dimension, having the things that you desire, how it look. You know how it look. It may look like you may desire a car. You may desire. These is how it look in the third dimension. But the dimension fades in the astral realm. This is how you need to understand that. But it, your dreams, the people, places, and things don't matter in your dreams. It's the frequency vibration of what you experience that matter. How things feel. What kind of ideas you getting when you experiencing these things. But that's another video. So now it's going to strike certain chakras. Now some people just subconsciously tap into a realm where all chakras could get lit, like their idea chakras. That chakra, this chakra, the communication is flowing. Everything is flowing. And then once you reach into that state, you could be flying, or it may play out in a representation of you having sex, or it may play out in a representation of you getting something you want. And what's going to happen is the physical, since it's one and the same. So just in that realm, all chakras was lit. In this realm, it's gonna play out in the same way. Your physical, it's gonna come from the pineal gland, the third eye, whatever. The sweat is gonna cry, it's gonna tear of joy, because that's the only way the third eye can cry from joy. The third eye can't cry from sadness. The eye and the lower chakra is the only ones. They all like eyes. They all like wills, really. That's the only one that can cry from sadness and not getting what you desire. Up here can only enjoy from happiness and feeling good and pleasure. Well, pleasure comes from this one, but this eye can cry. You need this mind one to cry. That's the maximum idea, your wildest pleasures. So sometimes it play out as in realms of illusions, as the other chakras sometimes, based upon the chakra you always live in. You know what I'm saying? You need to start learning how to live in each chakra. But when you having a dream, when you have that dream and it take that shape or form, physically, this eye is going to cry, because you're witnessing a grand idea. Because when you sleep, you're in the mind, so you're in the astral realm. So that's an idea that you always wanted to experience, whatever shape or form it come in. It might come in as sex in your dream, right? Then once that eye cry, those tears come down, and it's like a wheel, and it spins all. And it's like a wheel, really. But I'm just saying it's an eye and tears, because it's really that too. And then those fluids come down to all the other tears and everything cry, and you end up busting a nut in your dreams. The Kundalini rise, which is your snake, and the actual accumulation of the fluid comes out as the totality of all the experiences of other fluids it went through, and now all those fluids comes out as in sperm. Now that's a whole universe. That's a whole other video we can get into. Females, this will make a female wet, and this will make her shed some of the egg shells. Because the male play as the life force, and the female play as the life source shell, over through evolution, based upon just being the negative force and being a positive force. And through evolution, that's just one was the giver and one was the receiver. And through evolution, that was just one, because there was one giver and receiver. You see what I'm saying? Which is the sun play that role now. You see what I'm saying? I'm getting into a whole other thing right now, though. When you want to talk about wet dreams, that's how you have a wet dream. You know what I'm saying? All your chakras was lit based upon the experience you had in the astral realm. And the astral realm is this when you dream, or daydream or something like that. You see what I'm saying? You can sit here just in thought and make yourself hard or make yourself aroused. But that's clinging too much to the lower chakra. You could be in thought over some information. This is what they call them people. Saphiosexual people, with people who get aroused off knowledge. That's just people creating realms of realities and lights and illusions around what you do every day. It's just these people know how to get aroused using their crown chakra, or using their throat chakra, which correlate to Mercury and shit. They receive some type of information, they could get a hard on, or a girl could get wet based upon the information and knowledge she got. So you got men who do, or females who do that every day and create a science and create too much left brain logic around it. This is what I mean by the left brain, the square, the male attribute is being used too much. But it's only because of that, because of the being you are in. You're in a snake being in general. And this snake being is in something else. Then got ate and swallowed in something else. You know what I'm saying? But your God is a snake-like being. You tie your God to the planets. And the planets is a solar system. And that solar system as a totality is a being. Because you know you're a being, because if you want to go know yourself, you have to know all your planets. All your planets together is your chakras put together. It looked like you from an outside looking in. Because I could consciously look at you because we could see the same world because I was in a world that came out and was able to look at the person of the world I was just in. So now I can see things the same way my parents see it. But we went further. All y'all in this world worship the world you are in, which is this solar system. Which I'm telling you is this. It's a Drake dragon type being. This is why I got supreme dragon knowledge because I tap into this conscious, but able to perceive what this conscious perceive outside of it. So I've seen what this being look like outside of it. But see, y'all God is just this being. It don't reach no further than each either a Pacific planet or the sun of it or the mind of it. It don't y'all religion or all y'all spirit don't go no past that. But I take it a step further. What I'm telling you is the real God is the God we are all in. You are in a being and you keep that God, which in so many words it is your God. But don't put so many analogies and languages and religions around it. Because you're going to realize that the being you're in, it's in a being amongst a world that have a God and understand more of the perception of it. And I'm telling you, as Archangel Uriel, I was in those worlds as an experience. A lot of y'all was too. So a lot of my videos is here to awaken you. A lot of my soul group already aware of this. And they're just here. Once they hear this, they're just reminded. This ain't something that you just learn and this is for people who resonate with me. People who understand it. But it might have been their first time hearing it. No, you're part of my soul group because you get it. And nah, this ain't something you just learned. This is something you got reminded of. You just need to remind it because we're all in this race and you just might got one piece of the soul group that's probably in this space and location before you. But if you resonate with it and get it, then you just got reminded. It ain't something I taught you. I'm not teaching you. You got reminded. Now for the people who opposing this, you know what I'm saying, and trying to come up with all kind of things, they're still lost in the land of Babel because they're still lost into language, into law, into lords, which is Lord. You know what I'm saying? Lord down on a scale that me and my soul group are. You know what I'm saying? And y'all have to learn a lot more. See that L word again, that lizard again, that logic again, that left brain again. You get so lost that you might be a person who don't even know how to logically understand things for yourself, and you're still trying to use logic to understand something illogical. You're just so lost in hell and Babel. And then I have to say Babel the best way for you to understand it. Because I don't even give a fuck about Babel. But Babel was your teachings and Babylon, and that's the best way you can even understand what I'm telling you that you're in. So you still gotta find your way out of Babel. Out of language and law and shit. You don't even know what to do or think without the law, language, or book. You have to subscribe to scripture. You have to subscribe to your pills that keep you drugged up into an illusion. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air. And I can't lose it from the wet dream. Goddamn. Air.